This might come as a surprise, but believe it or not, Pokemon Draft Leagues have a draft aspect to them. Through this aspect, the teams that get played throughout the season are chosen, and due to how draft works, most every team will end up with at least one Shipmon. These Shipmons typically serve as a bench warmer role, never really seeing action. Sometimes, however, in rare cases, the Shipmon might just be the strongest Mon for the matchup. This week I'm facing Len, someone whom I've got respect for, and thus I want to put up a good fight. Luckily, my draft's designated Shipmon will allow me to do just that. Choice Bandit, Terrabug, Tarountula genuinely has no switch-ins on my opponent's Dark Heavy team. A first impression secures the KO on both Darkrai and Roaring Moon, and with 252 SpDef, Tarountula can switch in on non-life or Darkrai and essentially trap it, as switching out would activate Stakeout, causing Tarountula to deal double damage.
Oh, but surely Arcanine switches in.
I hear you say no. It doesn't. With Tarountula as the starting point, the rest of the team was built around enabling it to deal as much damage as possible. Firstly, let's add a Wincon and Breloom. This is the stupidest matchup possible for Breloom, as it genuinely can sweep from turn 1. One Sword Stance and I'm good to go. Whee! Not even Strength Sap and Sinistcha can stop it because of my clear Amulet. Okay, with an actual way to win, let's start laying the groundwork for Tarountula. First up are hazards. A single spike to break sashes and chip mons even further on switch it could be game changing in giving Tarountula those extra kills. Therefore, Glimmora. Glimmora gets a sash, as its only job is to set up a single spike. Besides that, I gave it relevant coverage and moral spin to keep hazards off my side. So, I really want that spike up, and besides giving me another spiker, Ogerpon just looks generally good into Len, hitting everything, at least neutrally. That's pretty much everything with Ogerpon. I like winning. Therefore, let's add another Mon that can just 6-0 Len on turn 1. Under the right circumstances, those being getting hit by a single physical move, which is pretty likely when Keyberry, Unburdened, Riftblim is my main switch into Excadrill. Not only does Blim serve as my spin blocker to keep my spikes on the field, but it can just sweep, like I said. Copy-pasted the moveset from last week, only difference being Air Slash over Shadow Ball. Finally, I gotta bring my turtle friend. This week it has the same job as last week, being, oh god, that's a strong physical attacker. I sure do hope I have an answer to that. Max Fistep Tropicos is my check to Arcanine, which I otherwise have no switch-ins to. There you go, the lads. I'm pretty confident I can win this one, purely off of the matchup, but Len's a strong player, so we'll see. And hopefully, Great Yarn will do great things. On preview, I see the exact mons I was expecting to come, and therefore follow the plan of leading Glim and getting up a spike. When I see Exca, I go into my Excadrill check. Simple as that. Sacking Glim allows me to bring in my Ogerpon and essentially claim a kill. If I'm lucky and Len gives me a Quillfish, I also get to keep a T-Spike, which could be very nice later in the game. Arcanine's damage tells me it's not banded and therefore most likely scarfed. The T-Spike makes Terapagos' rest into a bigger problem for Len, as I'll have to take more Poison Chip to break Turtle Friend. Unfortunately, I get burned, and thus chipped into range of another Flare Blitz. Incredibly unfortunate turn for me, but we'll manage. Since I'm pretty sure Arc is choice locked, Tarountula becomes free. A Stakeout boosted first impression does over 50% to Excadrill and has chipped it well within range of every one of my mons, meaning the threat of hazards being removed are low. While the flinch is sad, it doesn't actually matter as long as Len stays in and lets me Strength Sap my HP back, which he doesn't. What goes around comes around, I suppose, and getting to kill Sinistcha for free pretty much seals the game, as Breloom can now sweep even without getting up an SD. This might be a little unsportsmanship-like, but from this point, all I was trying to do was to give Tarountula some extra kills before going Breloom to claim my win. The flinch on Darkrai was genuinely disappointing. Without it, Blitten would have died and I could have gone Tarountula to guarantee a kill. At least I still get to go into Great Yarn now, though. That's my boy right there. Biggest misplay of the game right here. The calc was giving me a roll to kill. Little did I know that was calcing for 0 bulk. Definitely my fault, but still, so sad. Had I known or played it safe, I could have gone Breloom to chip Gambit into range. Though that does risk can Gambit have a protect, and also feels a bit like BM. So I'm fine with the play I made. And now I can finally go Breloom and win the game. So RNG played a pretty big role in that game, which is sad, but at the end of the day, it's the game we play. Next week I have 0 time to prep, which is also why this video took so long. So let's hope my surface level prep can beat one of the teams I consider to be strongest in the division. See ya then.